Willie D Live.
These three white guys are standing at one of those tall tables, and you know how the bars be, and they have the high, they call them a high table.
Right.
And I see them over there. They're in the VIP, and they're looking over in my direction. They keep looking, but they won't. They're not saying anything. They're just looking. So I finally just walked over and I said, "What's up, man?" And they're like, "Oh man, hey man, great show, like that." And I would say, "Yeah, man, thank you." And he was like, "Yeah, man. To be honest with you, man, I thought you was gonna tell us to leave. Like I thought you was gonna cuss us out and tell us to leave." I said, "Why would I do that?" "I don't know, man. You used to be talking about white people, man, and your music and stuff. I say, if you felt that way, why did you come to the show? Man, I just like your music, man. I like your music." And I said, "Nah." I said, "Listen, bro." I say, I only hate white people who hate me.
Right.
That's it. I hate white people who hate me.
Right.
And I know you're the same way because, I've seen how you move. I've seen some of the people that you're associated with.
Yeah.
So I know you're not like that.
Right.
But it's a trip how when we express ourselves and we tell
angry black man,
we tell what the truth is, right? Somehow we're the angry black man, or we hate white people or whatever. But a white dude can say the same thing, talk about the same people that we're talking about. They can talk about the exact same cop or politician or government fucked up or whatever, situations at schools or whatever, and they're considered a rebel. Oh, he's a rebel.
Yeah.
But when we do it, when we do it, it's like, we're the Antichrist. Like we hate the country, we hate America.
Right. I always found it interesting. Hip hop is the number one form of music, not just in this country, around the globe.
Yeah, globally. Yeah.
And it was always funny to me when I don't hang out like I used to, but I would do a show and go hang out, bar or whatever. And of course, they playing hip hop music. They white folks in there dancing to hip hop, reciting hip hop. But then I'm looking at the dress code. No baggy jeans, no sneakers, no sports wears, no do-rags, no baseball caps, no jewelry, excessive jewelry. I'm like, that's everything that culturally we're associated with. So you want our music, you want to dance to it, you want to recite it, you want to say the N-word, but you don't want us in your establishment, as we are, as our culture, as what hip-hop is. That's just funny. White folks, they special people, man. I love them, like I said, as long as you respect me and come at me right, we could hang. But I'm also very aware, or I try to be as aware as I can, as far as my history and my culture and what we come from. And I'm extremely proud to be who I am. That shouldn't be a threat to you, just because I vocalize, my pro-blackness. That just shouldn't be a threat to you. But, they associate anything that you do as a black person with aggression. You vocalize how you feel, you think a certain way, you step a certain way, that's aggression. I don't do jazz hands, man. So, and that's when they feel more.
What's jazz hand? For those of you, fam, that are just listening, Aries put his hands in the air and like twiddled his finger.
Yeah, that's back in those black and white days and with blackface.
Yeah,
mammy.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's crazy, man. Man, you are, as you mentioned, you use a lot of sports analogies. Have you ever really seriously looked into getting into some type of sport and owning something in the sports space?
I would love to. I would love to try.
Because you would be a hell of an ambassador for any sporting goods, product, service, or something.
Right.
Because you are a serious advocate for an aficionado, for sports, and also rap, hip hop,
Yeah.
anything hip hop and sports.
Yeah.
Like you could be an easy ambassador.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know how I would go about accomplishing that. Maybe that's where, obviously, I could use some tutelage or some education as far as what that would require to go through that. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. What's it like growing? I mean, did you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How many?
2 brothers, 2 sisters.
And what was that like growing up in Chicago?
Well, I, different mother, same dad, different mothers. So I got like 2 half brothers and a half sister. But the sister that I had growing up lives in Chicago. The other ones I didn't really see much unless we vacationed from Jersey and New York to go visit them in Chicago.
What do you think about your comedy?
They love it, man. When you famous and successful, by association, they want everybody to know y'all. We kinfolk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any relatives that be just trying to latch on, like, yo, man, we cousins, man, AB, man,
Nah, not really, because as much as I love my family, I try to, I don't want to play that game, you know what I mean? Because once it starts, it don't stop. So, yeah, I don't really engage too much in that.
But you like that overall, man. It's like you really like, you remind me a lot of myself in the sense that you're a loner.
Yeah, I don't need to have 1,000 friends.
Yeah.
I need 2 motherfuckers I can go to war with. You know what I mean? And I got that already. So my boy Ivan from Jersey, my brother Ish. They're my 2 best friends, man. And there it is. A lot of people means a lot of noise.
It means liabilities also.
That too, but I don't like a lot of noise, man. And new friends mean new shit. The guys I grew up with, we know each other. We know each other's, habits and personalities and, what bothers us, how we tick. So, once you create that kind of relationship, it's like, I don't need no more teammates. I got my teammates. I know who I'm messing with.
Yeah. I heard you talking about them trans in your show, man. You ain't not afraid that they're going to come get you. They're going to come holler at you.
Listen, man.
Aries, let me holler at you for a minute.
Yeah, let me holler at you. It's Tina.
What's your take? Jess Hilarious, you know who that is?
Yeah.
So Jess Hilarious recently went viral over a statement that she made about trans men trying to claim womanhood, and she's like, "No, we own periods. We own that."
Well, I say that in my stand-up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you about it. Like,
listen, man.
When they come for, when they come for you, they ain't came for you yet, but they coming for you at some point. Have you?
I'm gonna look at that as a badge of honor.
Do you worry that, like, once you do the big movie or something like that, and once they find out, they're gonna try to come drag your old material?
This is what I think is so brilliant, and why we should all be thankful to a degree for Dave Chappelle. Because when he did that Netflix special called The Closer,
he set the standard.
Yeah, and the fact that he wasn't going to allow them to bully him off his block was huge, especially in this time of political correctness and wokeness. And one thing he said that was so like a fucking yes moment is when he was performing somewhere else, and the trans community said they would like to speak with him, and he said, "I will speak with you, but you will not summon me. So we can speak, but it'll be on my terms. This ain't gonna be a come battle moment." And like I said very clearly in my stand-up, man, everybody deserves the right to be happy, to be who they want to be. That's the beauty of America, is it's about being who you want to be and voicing how you feel. And as long as you're not physically hurting anybody, and as long as you're not denying anybody human rights, we also should be allowed to say how we feel. And we don't have to agree with you. You know what I mean? We don't have to agree with you. If how you live your life and your lifestyle and the decisions you make are what they are, okay. And not that my opinion should matter to you, but I don't have to agree with your rules or what your beliefs are as far as you're concerned. For whatever reason, if it's a moral thing for me, if it's a religious thing for me, how I feel is how I feel. And I don't agree with it. I don't agree with those beliefs. Yeah, like I said, man, women have, I think they call them cis women instead of they versus real women. The technical term is cis. Real
That's
women,
their term. That's
yeah,
their term.
okay.
For women.
See, the fact that I'm even going,
Yeah.
like that I have to navigate around this landmine is what people are fed up about.
Right.
We have to play this game of don't step over here, boom. Be careful if you step there, boom. This is a landmine, a field of landmines, and it's like, look, man, I came from a woman, raised from a woman, got a name from my woman, Tupac.
Yeah.
Women have periods. Women have, menopause, hot flashes. Women breastfeed. There are certain, it's like, I love women and I respect women. And I think part of the beauty of a woman is all that comes with her. It's like if I go and buy a Ferrari, okay, in order for it to be a Ferrari, I don't just need the body, the outside. You got to give me the engine. You got to give me what makes it go from 0 to 60. You got to give me what makes it cut them sharp turns. You got to give me the guts, the insides. Just the body doesn't make it a Ferrari. It's all that comes with it. So when you look at a woman, yeah, you can look at her in a physical form and go ass and titties and hips and curves, but the guts, breastfeeding, menstruation, menopause, hot flashes, those are the guts. You know what I mean? So come on, man. What are we playing here? What game are we playing here?
Yeah, and the nurturing and
the nurturing and the shit that
tenderness
that women biologically do.
We women. Let me stop for a minute. Give y'all little props and stuff. Bam! I gave it to y'all, man.
This would have been a great time to have James Brown. This is the man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
And speaking of women and girls, I heard, is part of an organization that helps abuse women. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, my father was a good dude, but he certainly made some mistakes, one of which, growing up, he used to physically, check my mother. And it's hard and traumatic for any child to see their mother be physically abused. But for a little boy, your instinct is to want to protect your mother, is to ball your fist up. But what are you really going to do at 7 against a grown man? So, I have a real serious tender spot in my soul for women who get physically abused or who have been physically abused. Now, listen, this is the comedian in me, right? Growing up, I was like, damn, I hate my father for doing that. But once I got grown and I saw...
Oh, hell. Don't say it, man.
and saw the shit that women put niggas through, I went, But I'm being dark and funny. But that's,
that's dark and funny. That's dark and funny. But yeah, do not hit women, man.
Not at all.
Do not do that.
Not at all.
Do not do that. I always look at that. I kind of look at that as when I see dudes that are like that. There's some dudes that are just built like that, right? That's what they do. They're conditioned like that, and it just shows a lack of control. I don't like being out of control.
A lack of control and a lack of, I would say, the proper male influence.
Yeah.
Because if you have a father that you're growing up with that's teaching you how wrong that is and telling you how wrong that is, that can be nipped in the bud from the beginning.
Well, man, yeah. Well, a man has to know how to learn. A man has to learn to control two things in order to have a shot at performing at his optimum, and that is he has to be able to control his emotions and his penis. You got to be able to control those two things, and if you can do that, oh man, you can reach some heights that you never thought you could. Many men can do one or the other.
Listen, Warren Buffett had a great quote. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money.
You pretty much can't control anything.
Right. And that's why I started to realize, dude, you know, if you're going to go back and forth with these people on Instagram and social media, be playful about it. Because the moment you get too crazy and they report you and your accounts get suspended, now this tool that you could use to monetize and make money is no longer available to you because you couldn't control your emotions. So now you can't control your money.
Yeah.
So I love that quote.
Yeah. But Aries Spears, we love you, man.
All love,
We
brother.
appreciate you coming through, man, and everything that you do. We see you, bro.
Thank you,
We
brother.
recognize you, bro.
Thank you,
We
man.
salute you.
Real quick, please check out my podcast called Spears and Steinberg, available on YouTube under Spearsberg Pod. Also, you could hit me up on Instagram, slide in my DMs. I'll chop it up with you, send you the links, available on all streaming platforms. And I always tell people, I know it's a lot. We like 400 and something episodes in, I think like 458. But start from the beginning and go in order because it helps comedically, contextually. You know, callbacks, characters, certain jokes. If you start out of order, or if you start now, there's just certain jokes and callbacks and references that ain't gonna make sense to you. But if you start from the beginning, and trust me, we like crack cocaine, baby. Once you start, you hooked. So you go in order, you'll be able to follow the progression, and it'll all make sense to you.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Aries Spears. No more talk.